Since its release, the internet has been ablaze with speculation about Auto GPT and other similar projects like Baby AGI that allow large language models like ChatGPT to prompt themselves. OpenAI's Andrej Karpathy called this the next frontier in prompt engineering. Self-prompting AIs can take an overarching goal and break them down into smaller subtasks, carrying these out autonomously, essentially acting as autonomous AI agents for us. In this tutorial, I will take you through step by step how to set up AutoGPT locally on your machine, so you can try out this revolutionary AI tech for yourself today.
Okay, so this is the GitHub repo that we'll be using today. It's worth noting that the GitHub repo has actually moved. So previously it was under a different GitHub account. However, now it's here under significant gravitas, AutoGPT. I'll put the link in the description. So come here to this repo, and then what we'll do is we'll be following the instructions just further down here, installation instructions. Here we are. Okay, now when we're here, we are going to be setting up with Git, because I think this is, quite frankly, the easiest way of doing this. So with Git, if you haven't used it before, it is a version control software, and it's often used to pull code from the internet by other third-party developers onto your machine. So if you haven't got it already, you'll need to go over to the Git website here, download that, click on Downloads, and download for Windows or whatever operating system you're working on. And then once we've done that, what we need to do is to clone the repository where the code is currently sitting. So under this installation instructions page, you can see that we need to run this command: git clone -v stable yada yada yada. So I'll just copy that. And what I've done here is I've created a new directory, a brand new clean directory for this tutorial. You can see there's nothing in here currently. So what I'm going to do is come here, and then you can put your cursor, you can click at the top here until you can actually type. And then you can write the letters CMD, which stands for command prompt. When you hit enter, you will be shown a terminal here if you're using Windows. And then this is where we can actually execute the instructions. So what we want to do is to run the git clone command that you can see here. So I'm just going to, again, highlight that, Control C, and then I'm going to paste it into my terminal here and press enter. And now we're downloading the code, and you can see it's created a new folder here called AutoGPT. If I click into this, we've got all of these different files that have just been downloaded from the internet. Okay, so the next step is to get an API key from OpenAI. You'll need this so you can actually communicate with OpenAI and to actually get feedback and answers from their model. So if you haven't got one already, you'll need to head over to the OpenAI website. Let's just show you where you go. OpenAI. And then you click on here, API keys. Once you click on this, you'll be taken to this screen. And here we can create a new API key by clicking on this button here, create new secret key. Click that. I will create a new one. We'll call it AutoGPT tutorial. Create secret key. And then we're going to copy this. So coming back to our directory of our project, what you want to do is you want to find a file called .env.template. Okay, and then we want to open this. So we can click right click, open with, we can click here and go to Notepad. And then this file is essentially all of the different environment variables. So there's lots of different options here with AutoGPT. You can use different models, you can use different search engines, you can do a whole bunch of different stuff, different storage, but you need to have the relevant credentials to allow you to log in and use those services if they're permissioned. So OpenAI itself is a permission service, it's a paid for service. So you need your API keys so that they can charge you essentially. So what you're looking for in here is OpenAI API key. Okay, here we are. Look, OpenAI API key, and then here where it says your OpenAI API key, just delete that and put in your actual key. Now I'll be deleting this key after the video, but for now that's fine. Press Control Save or Control S if you're on Windows. We can close out of this now. And now that we have done that, we need to actually get Docker. So we will be running this inside a Docker container. It sounds scary, but don't worry, it's fine. So go to this website if you don't have Docker installed on your Windows machine. It's docker.com. And download the Docker desktop here. It's going to download. Then we can install that. And then once that's installed, what we need to do, I actually have it already installed on my machine. So what you need to do is double click the shortcut that is created probably on your desktop and then have that running in the background. It should look like this. And then once Docker is running in the background, you have to have this running. Keep it running in the background. You can just minimize it when you don't want to see it and you can get on and do what you're doing. But you have to have it there in the background. So once it's running in the background, you then, let's go back to instructions. You then need to find this instruction here, running AutoGPT with Docker. So we are going to run this command in our terminal, docker compose build AutoGPT. So once we're here, we just need to change directory. So you can see currently we have one directory here called AutoGPT. We need to change into that directory, cd AutoGPT. Now here are all our files. Now we can run that command, docker compose build AutoGPT. So I had this error. The issue was I didn't rename my .env.template file. So you must rename this .env. So remove that .template and make sure it's called .env. Yeah, change the name of that. Perfect. Now we can run that command. You can press up, which will run the last command, or it will show you the last command, and then to run it, you press enter. Now it works. Okay. So now we're building that Docker image, which essentially means installing all of the different pieces of software that this project needs to run in a containerized, isolated environment away from the rest of the operating system. Okay, so that's done. Now we need to run this command, docker compose run --rm AutoGPT. And this will actually run our bot for us. So let's run that, press enter. Make sure you've got your Docker running in the background. Yep, you can see my containers are running. We need that running. Okay, so yeah, this means you've installed it properly if you see this screen. So it's asking us, let's make this bigger. It's asking us for our AI's name. So I can just call it BenBot. Now it's asking us to basically describe what this bot's going to do. So I don't know, let's do BenBot is an AI bot that conducts research for us. Okay, now we can give it up to 5 goals. So I'm going to do a simple goal. So let's do something like tell me a joke. save that joke to a local file. Shut down. Okay, so it's useful from what people are saying to tell the bot explicitly to shut down after it's done the tasks that you've set it. So we'll do that, and then you don't have to give it 5 tasks. You can just press enter after 3, and then it will start to run. So now it's running, thinking. Okay, so you can see what it's doing. It's basically saying, I think I will start by telling you a joke and then saving it to a local file. It's basically telling you what it's thinking. You then have to explicitly type in a Y to give it permission to run that task. So I'm going to put Y and enter. Go for it. It says write to file, return file written to successfully. Okay, so instead it's saying it's done it and that the file is called joke.txt. So let's see if we can find that file. So go to our Docker, click these dots, click on View Files. Go to Home, App User, AutoGPT Workspace, joke.txt. There it is. So let's save that. Just save it to my desktop. Okay, so this was the file. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Very good, very good. Okay, now clearly a very simple example, but you can see how you can use AutoGPT to self-prompt itself. So I've had kind of mixed results, to be honest. I've asked it to do a number of things. It often gets caught in loops, I would say, so you have to keep a close eye on it. But nevertheless, I think it's a really interesting experiment, and I think we'll only continue to get better and better. So I hope this was helpful, and yeah, let me know what you build, and yeah, I'd love to see what you guys get up to with it.